Brilliance Audio presents A Gambler's Jury by Victor Methos, performed by Terry Schnaubelt. It was all fun and games until I showed up to court so hungover that my head felt like it was going to explode. I caught a reflection of myself walking into the Salt Lake City courtroom, and I didn't look good. Like a haggard metalhead after a drug binge. A haggard metalhead after a drug binge who'd just woken up behind a bar with a bowl of Captain Crunch in her face. I don't know what a bar was doing with Captain Crunch, but I can't imagine the captain would have been proud of whatever it was. I was wearing jeans and, I realized then, a sports coat that wasn't mine. Apparently, I had grabbed a man's coat on the way out of the bar. The sunglasses over my eyes and unlit cigarette dangling from my lips didn't help my image as a professional attorney at law. I spit the cigarette out in a trash bin but left the sunglasses on, mostly because of the hangover, as I crossed the courtroom and collapsed in the chair next to the prosecutor, Cortland Smith. She shook her head. "You smell like booze," she whispered. "I feel like some booze. You got any? Hair of the dog and all?" She lifted a file and set it in front of me. No booze, sorry." I shrugged and picked up the file. On the inside flap, prosecutors wrote the deals they were willing to offer. This one said, "No deal." "Seriously?" I said. "He's got a long history, Dani. Give me a plea in abeyance. Come on. You know you want to. Come on. Are you begging me right now?" "Is it working?" "No, it looks kind of pathetic." "Ouch. You're hurting my womanly feel-goods." I sighed and closed the file. "Fine. Trial it is." I looked at the judge, a portly woman named Harkin, and asked, "How is she today?" "In a serious mood. Watch your ass." I stood up and moved toward the lectern. Attorneys were supposed to form a line and take turns, but I was so late there was no one left. I smiled at the judge. She rolled her eyes and said, "Ms. Rollins, take your sunglasses off." I slipped them off and tucked one end into the front of my shirt. "You look lovely this morning, Judge. Have you done something with your hair? Cut and color?" "Who's your client?" "Mark Rodriguez, please." My client came up to the lectern and stood to the side. "Your Honor, my client is a nice young kid, 19 years old, busted for allegedly possessing cocaine in a parking lot with a prostitute in the passenger seat. Kids these days, right? They have no sense of decency." I looked at Mark. "You take that stuff to a shady motel room like any decent citizen from previous generations, young man." "Ms. Rollins, what do you propose?" she asked, annoyed. "I believe the prosecution is graciously moving to dismiss the case and issue an apology to my client." Cortland stood up. "Your Honor, we'd ask for a trial date." "August 7th, and Miss Rollins, please wear appropriate attire next time you're in my courtroom, and maybe don't be so hungover." "Hungover?" I said, looking shocked. "Your Honor, I am flabbergasted that you would suggest such a thing. Horrified, really." She exhaled. "Get out of my courtroom." "Yes, ma'am." We turned and left. Mark stopped in the hall and said, "So, what does that mean?" "It means we're going to trial. You got a suit?" "A suit? Nah, I ain't got a suit." "You're gonna need one. You're gonna have to testify and tell the jury exactly what you told me. You didn't know it was cocaine, and you didn't know she was a prostitute." "Okay, yeah. So you think we can win?" "Sure." No, there was definitely no chance we could win, but a few months of hope wouldn't hurt him. Besides, you never knew with a jury. We might get some crazy separatist nut who hated the government and the police and refused to convict. Look, just stay sober. Buy a suit from a second-hand store, a nice one, but not too nice, and come by my office in a month so we can go through your testimony. In the meantime, no nose candy or girls named Candy. None of it. Got it?